Okay, I just started recording. I hate when I forget to record. Anyways, so when we see this order block, right, we would consider this to be an order block, but when I want to see a very strong displacement after an order block is formed for me to consider that to be a very strong level. So when we see like on the 1 minute, notice how we kind of just wick above and we don't really get any displacement candles. So to me, this isn't the strongest of order blocks. Doesn't mean we won't see a reaction off of it. We definitely still could see a reaction off of it, but it just kind of lowers my conviction in that trade when we haven't displaced it yet. But let's say we displace right now aggressively. Now this order block becomes a very strong level of support for me, because now I'm seeing that continuation of that bullish move and that bullish momentum. So when we trade back into that, remember the order block is where people want to get into that trade, right? So the order block is all these orders sitting here of people that missed out on this original entry and they want to get another entry here, so it's gonna, right, push this back up. All right, so that's what an order block is. When you're thinking about order flow, remember that. Okay, so I wouldn't consider taking this long, especially when we're kind of at the top of this range, until we displace aggressively and then retrace. Okay, so that's what I look for on breakouts. Like when we see this expansion move right here, this is an expansion leg. Okay, so we saw manipulation down, we see accumulation, we manipulate down, and then we expand, right? We distribute up. So this leg right here is our expansion leg. So when I see aggressive expansion like this, I am looking for those little order blocks and those fair value gaps to form to execute trades in the longs. Okay, those are some of the best entries you can take when you're just looking at a 1 minute time frame, right? When you see aggressive expansion after a manipulation or after a accumulation. Because remember, I don't know if you guys have watched my third video I put out yet, my educational video of my course, but I talk about our 3 market phases, right? We have accumulation, we have manipulation, we have expansion. So after accumulation, we're always going to see either expansion or manipulation, right? And then after expansion, we're always going to see either accumulation or manipulation, right? So it's just it's a phase. You have to be able to read these phases. So after seeing this accumulation, we saw manipulation down, right? Grabbing sell side orders, and then we see the expansion move. So now what we're expecting is either we're seeing consolidation, right? So now we're seeing a consolidation. So now we're expecting another manipulation and an expansion, or just an expansion, right? Until we see a break of structure to the downside, then that could be the reversal. Okay, so I know I'm saying a lot right now. I hope you guys are kind of following what I'm saying. I want you guys to be able to really understand this stuff, because this is exactly how the market moves. And when you can start to understand the phases that the market moves in, you're really going to have a better understanding of the market as a whole, and to be able to trade intraday a lot better, because you can break it down from a weekly time frame, a monthly time frame, all the way down to the 1 minute. You're going to see the same phases because time is fractal, right? So you're going to see on a daily, like let's say we pull up a daily time frame real quick, same exact thing. Look at how we have accumulation, we have manipulation down, right? And now we're seeing an expansion move back up. Okay, so we're seeing all the same stuff. We see accumulation, manipulation, expansion. Okay, so it's just it's on every single time frame you look at, you're going to see these same exact types of market phases, and it's just how can we break it down from the highest time frame down to the lowest time frame to be able to take trades intraday to find the best possible setups. So that's what I'm thinking about constantly, right? That's like subconscious to me now, because I've done so much learning, so much screen time, so much trading, to where I can look at this market and I don't really have to think about it. I just see it, right? And I want you guys to get to that same point. Maybe some of you are probably already there, but some of you might not be there yet. And that's what's going to do that is screen time, guys. The more screen time you put in, I don't mean trading, I mean studying and backtesting and maybe paper trading. But the more screen time you put in, the more you're just going to be able to start reading these things without even thinking about it, right? It's like muscle memory. It's like anything you put into practice. Like I always use sports as an example, because I was an athlete growing up. I love sports, and it's such a good kind of thing to compare trading to, because sports, yes, you have a team, so it's a little bit different, but you still have to master yourself, and you still have to put in repetition after repetition after repetition until it's muscle memory, right? So it's the same thing as, like, say you're a basketball player, or like golf. Exactly. Golf is single, so it's different. Yes, skating is a great example. I am big on skating. I love skating, right? And that's a good example. Golf and skating are both good examples because they are individual sports, right? So it's super tough because you have to do everything on your own. You have to continue and continue and continue until you get that trick down, or until you get that shot down. You have to take hundreds and hundreds and thousands of shots on the golf range, right, on the driving range, until you start to get that muscle memory down. Okay, so it's the same thing for trading. You have to get your muscle memory down to where you can look at this chart and you can start to understand exactly what's happening without even thinking about it. Okay, and we're always going to be wrong. You're always going to fail. There's always going to be failure. Just like in sports, like in golf and skating and baseball, whatever sport, you will always fail. If you didn't fail, like, you're superhuman, right? That means you're probably not human. So in everything we try, we're going to fail at some point. I'm still going to fail, right? Like this morning, I still took losses. But does that kill me? No, because I understand that I'm not always going to be right. I'm not always going to be right, and if you can accept that and kind of let that pride go away, let your ego sit to the side, right, and realize, okay, I'm not always going to be right. I'm going to be wrong plenty of times. It's going to open up your mind to be able to stop revenge trading, stop taking dumb trades, stop over trading, because now you're going to realize, man, I messed up, but it's a part of the game. Right? It's all part of the game. It's all part of my learning process, and I'm going to get better from this. So that's the way I see it. I know I'm kind of going off on a tangent here, but the market's not really moving much anyways, so we're not missing out on much. But I just want you guys to understand, because that's all a part of getting your edge in the market. That's our whole goal here, right? Is to find an edge in the market and to use that edge to make money, right? That's our whole goal. So I want you to be able to break down these strategies, whatever strategy you want to learn, to where you can gain an edge in the market, and you can start to be independent, right? That's what it's all about. So I think way too many people as well complicate this market a little more than it needs to be, especially with ICT concepts, guys. ICT concepts can be so overwhelming, especially as a beginner, because there's so many different concepts. Okay, what I've realized and what I've done is I've found the concepts that I really like and that I've seen play out time and time again, and I only look for those setups, right? If you're thinking about 20 different concepts at the same time and trying to instill them all at the same time, you're going to get overwhelmed. It's going to be too complicated. You're going to take the wrong trades. Instead, find a few concepts that you really like, a few entry models, study market structure, study order flow. And then once you have those down, once you have those ideas down and those concepts, all you need to do is sit during certain hours of the day, right? During kill zones, during whatever, certain times that you like to trade, and you only trade during that time. And if your setup doesn't happen, you don't take a trade. But if it does happen, you capitalize on it, right? That's the way I see it. You have to simplify your strategy to where it is very basic and you're not thinking about 1,000 things at once, but you're only thinking about a few setups you want to see, and if it aligns with the order flow, it aligns with market structure, it aligns with our market narrative for the day, like your daily bias, then you're going to be set, okay? That's the way I look at the market. So don't be too overwhelmed when you look up ICT on YouTube and you see 100, 200 videos on there, right? It can be overwhelming. But find those certain strategies that you like, do your research, do your studying, and then start to implement those into paper trading, into back testing. And then once you're ready, to take on the real thing, that's when you can start to, try to trade real money or a prop firm account, whatever you want to do. Right? So that journey is completely up to you, and the timing is completely up to you. Right? Whenever you want to start that journey. But I definitely recommend putting in that screen time first and breaking down a strategy to a very simple level. Okay, so the market right now isn't really doing too much. We're kind of just chilling still. Not too much volume. Right, we are post-launch now, so I want to see volume start to pick up. I think it will start to pick up a little bit. Again, it is a No News Monday, so we might not see anything too crazy. But like I said, we're not going to take a trade unless we see a setup we want to take. Okay? Until we see a setup we want to take. My weekend was good, man. Pretty chill. Pretty chill. I did some house sitting for my parents because they were out of town for the weekend, so I watched their dogs and kind of hung at their house for the weekend, so it was relaxing. Put a lot of work into the business, you know, to the new Discord, trying to get everything right. I recorded that. I did play some piano. I know I need to get my parents have that little baby grand piano. If you guys have seen my video I posted, I need to get it tuned because it's pretty out of tune. So I'm probably gonna get that tuned for my parents soon. Well, really, I'm getting it tuned for myself because I'm the only one who plays it. But yeah, I also recorded the third video this weekend to my course. Took care of a lot of stuff, so it was pretty productive. I was able to chill a little bit, but it was pretty productive. I haven't really had too much time to chill the past few weeks. I've been really grinding. So, like last night, I was up. Man, what time? I was up till about 2 or 3 a.m. last night. Woke up at 5:30, got ready for our morning session, so I'm running on only like 2.5 hours of sleep right now, but we're getting it. We're getting it, guys. Alright, so we just saw this kind of, this could be a little reversal pattern here. We could see a little bit of a reversal pattern here. Notice how after we took liquidity up here, we get this strong candle down, but it still hasn't displaced this low. So now what we need to see, if this is going to be a reversal pattern, is we need to see this next candle displace this low, right? So that means this body of this candle needs to close below this low, and that would be technically a 1 minute reversal pattern, right? Like a little 1 minute breaker. But like I said, 1 minute time frame is not always the strongest conviction, but we can still see some good setups off the 1 minute. Technically, I really like to see the 5 and the 15 minute aligning with my higher time frame stuff, and then the 1 minute I will use for entries. But look how we formed this 15 minute fair value gap down here. So I think we might be targeting that fair value gap right here. Alright, 15 minute busy right there. Okay, so we're almost already in that fair value gap, but look how we just displaced. So now what I'm going to look for is if we come back up here, I might look to take this short and back down into this fair value gap. It's probably not going to be a crazy reward, right? Not crazy reward, but also not crazy risk. This might be just kind of a smaller scalp here, right? But we'll see. We still need to see like a reaction off of this breaker, this little 1 minute breaker, for me to go short. Okay, because we're kind of seeing us come back up a little bit, so I don't want to take that trade yet. Okay, the aggressive entry here, because you're assuming that we are reversing off the 1 minute time frame, because we did get a break of structure. So a good entry, you could take that entry right now, but we're not offered with a ton of reward. So that's why I kind of want to wait and see if we retrace into this a little bit, and then get a reaction back down. Alright, so that's kind of what I'm waiting for right now, to see if we get a reaction. Right, because our trend is still technically bullish, and we've only had a small break of structure on the 1 minute, but we do have a 15 minute fair value gap down below that I could see us go try to target before we continue back. We also have this 15 minute order block aligning with it. So I'm going to take this short. I've just got in the shorts there. I'm going to get in a full position here, guys. Full position, 6 micros. So my entry here is 17,919, 17,919.25. Okay, so I'm going to keep a stop just above this high at 40 ticks, 17,929.25. Okay, and we're going to see if we get a reaction off this 1 minute breaker and little break of structure, and we try to go down into this 15 minute fair value gap, maybe try to fill the 50% level. You know, we could try to just catch a 1-to-1 at 40 ticks, maybe try to catch it down to 50 ticks. Okay, we have a good reaction off that level, but remember guys, we have gotten faked out a good amount today. And I'm playing micros here, so you know, this is still a little more aggressive of an entry because we have only waited for a break of structure off that 1 minute time frame. The 5 minute did displace these lows here, which is good. But we need to see follow through here, and it's just kind of a small scalp, okay? Nothing too crazy, only 40 ticks of risk. Not bad risk at all. Not bad risk at all. We have a strong reaction off of that breaker. So I do like the setup overall. So I think I'll try to take first TP at 50 ticks. If we start to drop here, 17,906.75 is where I'll keep my first TP for now, and then we'll kind of judge it based off of how we're moving, right? Because we need to see a drop from here, right? Like that. That's good. That's a good drop. Okay, so if you want to take, I mean, technically we would want to take our first TP right when we enter that 15 minute, but that's only like 20 something ticks, right? So that's why I have my stop, or my limit order down at 50 ticks. Again, if you want to scalp this real quick, you could get out now because we have hit that 15 minute. We have hit that 15 minute, so if you want to get out, you can. 40 ticks, remember, is our 1-to-1. So that's just, we're a little bit away from a 1-to-1. So play this how you want. You could move your stop to break even right now if you want, right? You can make this a risk-free trade. That's completely up to you. I'm only risking 40 ticks here, so I don't really mind keeping my risk in this play. Right, we wanted to see more follow-through than that, but obviously we have this 15-minute fair value gap. We have an order block, so we could see a strong bounce from this level. Okay, what I'm assuming right now is that we might try to go fill 50% of this level. And we also have a 5-minute fair value gap down here. Right, so I'm assuming that with this TP that we might come down to here. I'm also trying to catch a little more reward because, you know, we don't have too much reward at the top of this fair value gap. But what you could do is you could move your stop to break even. You can make this a completely risk-free trade because we are in profit and because we are bouncing from a 15-minute. Okay, for me, I'm going to just let this go. It's only 40 ticks, so I really don't mind letting this one run because it's only a 40 tick stop, right? But I'm telling you the risk of this trade. I'm letting you know exactly what you're risking because we are in this 15-minute fair value gap, right? But I'm going to keep my stop, or sorry, I keep saying stop, my limit order down here about 50 ticks, just above a 1-to-1. And maybe I'll take profit if we do hit this low down in this 5-minute fair value gap. Yes, guys, I am in the shorts. I am in the shorts. It's just, we're just looking for a quick scalp. We're just looking for a quick scalp here. Remember, if you want to move that stop to break even, you can. We're getting a strong reaction off that 15-minute fair value gap. We do have this 1-minute order block here, so I'd like to see us kind of bounce from that level. So I'm in 6 micros per account right now. 6 micros, so about $3 a tick. Only a 40 tick stop. Okay, so I don't mind this risk right now. I might, you know, could even move our stop down a little bit. Could even move our stop down. You know, we could move it to like 30 ticks here. Right? We can move it to like 30 ticks if we want. So maybe I'll even do that. But at this point, I would rather keep it at 40 because it's above that breaker and we could still retrace into this breaker and then still go down. But guys, there's a few different ways you can play this kind of trade. Remember, we're risking because of this 15-minute fair value gap. Look at that reaction we're getting. Right? So we might see a pump from here. We might see a pump from here. So that's the risk I'm willing to take here. That's the risk I'm willing to take to see if this trade will play out. Right? Like I said, you could have moved your stop to break even. You could have gotten out of this trade completely. You know, if we start to pump really aggressively, I will just get out of the trade. I won't even let it hit my stop. But we did form this 5-minute order block up here. We got a displacement candle on the 5-minute. So we still have potential to drop from this level. It just depends on how strong is this 15-minute fair value gap, right? How strong is this trend going to hold? Because we still are in a bullish trend. Right, so like I said, if we start to pump really aggressively, I'll probably just scale out of my position. I'll probably just get out completely, you know, maybe just halfway through this fair value gap. But if we're just kind of chilling like this and we get a reaction, I'm not going to move my stop or get out. Like I said, if we start to pump, I'll get out. I'll tell you right now if I do. And I won't even let it hit 40 ticks, right? And that's kind of how we have to manage our risk. When we start to see the trade reverse on us, sometimes we just got to get out completely and not even let it hit our full stop because it's so aggressive, right? So like I'm thinking about getting out here. We'll see. It's a good reaction so far. I want to wait for this 1 minute to close to see if I'm going to stay in this trade or not. If this 1 minute closes very aggressively up, I'll probably get out. But if it keeps this reaction, I'm not going to get out. Like that's a good reaction, so I don't want to get out of this trade just yet. You see us reacting off that 5 minute order block, but we're still trying to hold this trend, right? So we might not even see that reversal come into play. Yes, like I said, the 5 and the 15 minute do look bullish, and that's why I'm saying. That's why I said if you wanted to move your stop to break even after we touched into that 15-minute fair value gap, that would be the time you could do that, right? Because we came down and we bounced off that 15-minute fair value gap, so you could have moved your stop to break even, or you could have just scaled out here and taken a small profit. And that's why I'm offering you guys all of these opportunities, right? You've had plenty of different opportunities on how you could handle this trade. And that's my whole goal for these prop firm sessions, is to offer you guys all these different kinds of styles of trading, so you can kind of figure out how you like to play these trades, right? All right, so I'm still holding my stop at the same point. We've got 1 minute left on this 5 minute candle. I do want to see this 5 minute close. But like I said, if we're pumping very aggressively, I'll just get out. All right, so I'm just kind of managing this trade as it goes. Just kind of managing it as it goes, right? If a trade's going against us, sometimes we want to scale out and cut our losses early, just depending on the momentum of that trade. Because if there's no momentum to the upside, why would I scale out, right? I'm not going to scale out if we have no bullish momentum. Like this isn't enough momentum for me to scale out of that trade. All right, that's a good close on the 5 minute there. That's a really good close on the 5 minute. We reacted off that 5 minute order block. All right, that's a good close. I'm honestly going to move. There we go. Okay, wow. Stop is going to break even, guys. Stop is going to break even. First TP just got destroyed. Did news just come out? That's weird. I didn't think there was news coming out. That just hit 95 ticks. I took profit at 50 ticks. So now I'm just going to keep my stop at break even and see if this one will keep running. That was nice. So I'm glad we held that trade. So we've got like the 15 minute just closed and then we just got a crazy drop. We might see this reaction back to the upside here though, guys. We might start to really pump from here. Look at how this 15 minute opened. When we see an aggressive drop like that and then an instant reaction back to the upside, we might see a pump. So if you guys want to get out completely here, you can. For me, I'm just going to hold at break even for now. I already took profit, so I don't mind holding this one. I don't mind holding this one for now. That's a great reaction off of our 1 minute breaker, so you know there's potential we could still see a drop. Potential that we still see a drop, right? You know, we're getting a reaction off that 5 minute fair value gap, off the 15 minute fair value gap. So, you know, you could easily get out right now, take your profits and run, right? For me at this point, after seeing such an aggressive drop and I already sold my profit, I'm just going to keep my stop at break even and see if this will run. I'll see if it'll run. You know, we might even try to come down and take out this low. You know, I don't know. We're going to see. We're going to see here. But like I said, guys, I'm only in half of my position now. I already sold half. I'll move my stop just a little bit into profit, cover commission, right? So I just moved it to 17,917. So my stop is now just a little bit into profit, and I'll let this one run for a little bit. I will let this one run. Pretty solid trade so far though, guys. We caught it at a good time. We caught it at a really good time. First TP really got taken out. Pretty solid. Pretty solid. You know, it's probably the smartest decision right now to get out completely here in this fair value gap. Right? That would be the smarter decision. But for me right now, I'm like, why not let this one run and just continue to trail my stop loss into profit? Because there's so much, you know, there's still potential here after seeing such an aggressive displacement move with the bearish breaker. I haven't seen any news on my calendar, so I'm not sure what that was. It might have just been the end of the hour, right? Kind of a pump at the end of the hour. Guys, if you want to move your stop into profit a little bit more, or you could get out completely here, you can. We just got back to 95 ticks. We just hit 95 ticks again. I'm just going to move my stop down into profit now. I'm moving my stop all the way down to 17,910. 17,910. I just moved my stop all the way down to 17,910. And you know, we're at VWAP, so we might see a pump here. We might see a pump from VWAP. But if we can push through VWAP, I think we'll come all the way down and try to take out this low back here. So we'll see what happens. I just moved my stop right to here, just in case. But again, on a normal day, if we were traced up into this fair value gap, I would probably still take this short. And I wouldn't even move my stop into profit. But because it's a Monday, no news, I moved my stop into profit just to secure it, right? Because we do have so much up and down movement, so much chop. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if we keep running. See if we keep running here. Um, 100 ticks is just down. We're almost at 100 ticks, right? We hit 97 ticks so far. VWAP is around 110 ticks. This low down here is about 182. So I don't know if we will try to drop and hit that low, right? We might see a bounce from here. But that's why I moved my stop into profit now, right? So my stop is at 17,910. 17,910 is my stop. Okay, so if we come up to this level up here, I'll be out. Right? Just secure profit. Pretty solid trade. Pretty solid trade so far. Alright, these prop firm sessions have been really good, guys. They've been really good to us. Really good to us lately. Like I said, what happened on that 5 minute? 5 minutes still closed inside of that fair value gap. So we still could see a reaction back to the upside. 15 minutes still has to close in like 10 minutes. So we have this order block here and this fair value gap. So I definitely could see us, you know, bouncing from this level. I could definitely see us bouncing from this level. So if you guys want to get completely out here at VWAP, I might actually just start to sell everything down here. Alright guys, I'm out. I just got out completely. I'm out. I just sold everything. Alert, alert, alert. I just sold everything. I'm taking my profit, I'm running. Okay, I just took my profit at 100 ticks there. 100 ticks. Okay, you guys heard me, right? You guys heard me? You guys could still hold if you want. You know, you could sell like me. It's up to you. I just decided to sell for profit there and just get out. We might still drop. But again, this 15-minute order block and fair value gap are kind of keeping me from wanting to hold this trade for too long. But there's still potential here. There's still potential for sure. But we are at VWAP. We're into bullish fair value gaps. And if we drop, we drop. Alright, I'll miss out on some profit. Oh well. No FOMO. I already secured it. I just secured 100 ticks. Alright, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Okay, so now I have both of these prop firm accounts over 200 on the day. All right, so that's a combined profit of 400 bucks, right? Combined profit of 400 bucks just trading micros. That's pretty solid, especially on a day like today where I didn't even know if I was going to take another trade today. Okay, but we saw the opportunity. We waited for confirmation. We capitalized on it. And look what happened. We reaped the benefits, right? We reaped the benefits. Is anybody still holding this trade? Is everybody sold? What are you guys doing? What are your guys' trades looking like here? You're out, nice. Oh, almost back to break even. Nice. Out. Still holding. Out. Okay, sick. Yeah, guys, who caught that with me? Come on. I want to see who caught that trade. Pretty solid. There we go, guys. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Like I said, if you're still holding, this one still has potential to drop. My next level, if I was going to hold this, I would have my stop and profit. And I would probably hold it all the way down to this low down here, like 183 ticks. But again, on a Monday like today, that's the reason I sold. We have a few bullish fair value gaps. It is a Monday, right? We've been ranging up and down a lot. So after a strong move down, I would expect us to kind of try to move back up, right? So that's why I sold. I mean, look at that, guys. This is what we expect on a Monday. Up and down right here. I mean, we still kind of pumped a lot. But yeah, if you guys are still holding this, at least have your stop and profit, you know, at this point. But that next TP level for me would have been this low if I still held. If I still held this, it would have been this low. So pretty solid. Pretty solid. Yeah, the 15-minute hasn't closed yet. So that's something key to look out for. Because if this 15-minute does displace this fair value gap, we definitely could drop. We definitely could still drop. But if it stays inside of this fair value gap, you know, there's a potential that we get a strong pump again, right? But this 15-minute is key. We got like 6 minutes left on that 15-minute time frame. So this is a key level to keep your eye on. Key level to keep your eye on. Boom, boom, boom. What was I gonna say? Yeah, guys, so like I said, we're kind of seeing a reaction from this level a little bit here. The 5-minute did just displace this fair value gap. We do have a fair value gap above, right, on the 5 and the 15, or not on the 15, sorry, but on the 5-minute. But honestly, what I would wait for personally is for a close, a 15-minute candle close, right? If I was going to try to get a re-entry, or, you know, depending on that kind of, you know, the 15-minute is key. 15-minute is key. Yeah, guys, so let's see here. So how much time do we have left on this candle? We've got about 4 minutes left on the 15-minute. Like I said, we're accumulating right now. Remember our market phases, guys: accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Right? We get distribution here, accumulation, distribution, accumulation. Right? So now we'll see if we continue to distribute, if we get a manipulation. Right? You always got to start looking at the market and these phases. Start looking at the market in these different phases. So, yeah, I mean, I'll hang around for a little bit. We'll kind of see what's going on. Kind of see what's going to happen here. One thing I do want to show you guys, actually. I do want to show you this real quick. I'm going to stop sharing this screen. And we're going to look at a different screen. Guys, we're going to look at our performance here. Here's our performance for our prop firm, okay? Here's our performance. Remember, these are two separate accounts. So this is one account, right? This is one account here. Okay, so up here, gross P&L, 624, number of trades, 15, number of winning trades, 10, right? So our win rate is pretty solid. Our win rate is really solid. Okay, but I want you to look at this. Our largest winning trade is 147, while our largest losing trade is only 84. Okay, and our average winning trade is 92, where our average losing trade is 75. So we're catching good trades. Wow, look at the drop. Look at that drop. Yeah, this market might continue to dump here. But yeah, guys, so this is key here, that our average and largest winning trades are outweighing our losing trades. Because even if our win rate was lower, we would still see profit because we're cutting our losers and we're adding to winners and we're letting our winners run, right? So I wanted you guys to kind of see that because it is very important. It's very important, okay? So winning trades, 66.67, break even, 6.67, losing 26.67, right? So our win rate's pretty good, but we're also managing our risk very good, okay? Let's go back to our trading view. Alright, so the market's still trying to drop here. I mean, look at that, guys. It's pretty nice, but we still have some time left on our 15-minute. We still have some time left on this 15-minute, so gotta wait for this to close. We have 1 minute left, but if this thing closes down, this thing might keep dropping. We are at VWAP now, so we're gonna have to push through VWAP to try to make it down to this low. So we'll see what happens. This 15-minute candle is almost closed. Alright, like I said, if you're still in this trade, I would at least have your stop in profit, somewhere in profit. Don't let it get you at break even. I mean, this trade so far has hit 115 ticks, so don't let it stop you at break even. I'm thinking about an affiliate program, and I'll keep you guys updated on that. I don't have any plans for one yet. I've had too much other things to think about right now, but yeah, I'm definitely thinking about doing one. Alright, so the 15-minute just closed. 15-minute displaced the fair value gap. And now we kind of have a balanced price range here depending on how this next candle moves. Yeah, exactly. This will be a BPR, right? If this creates a fair value gap here, this will be a great level that we could still take short, right? I don't know if I'll take any more trades today on these accounts. I think I might call it, but just kind of letting you guys know, right? I kind of just want to take my winner and run, right? Pretty solid winner to catch 200 bucks per account. Pretty solid. So, I don't know if I'm gonna take one micro. We could do that. We could scale down pretty light. We could scale down pretty light on it. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, like I said, you guys could definitely scale out here if you want. If you start to see a pump, you could try to get out. You could get out of the trade. You could keep holding. You got some options here. But at least have that stop and profit. Secure your profit. Don't let it go back on you. Right? After hitting 100 ticks, you should probably... I never will let a trade come back and break me out at break even or stop me out at break even after hitting 100 ticks. I'll pretty much always move my stop into profit at that point. My overall bias right now, like I was saying, was still long until, for this week. until we can reach into this fair value gap, because I mean we do have this daily order block here, but I think we'll try to pump through and try to touch into this daily fair value gap up here. That's looking like what our market narrative is. It looks like we want to continue to pump, right, after bouncing from this daily order block. So overall, I'd want to see us continue up. Now, one thing we have to think about is we do have this daily order block, and we do have a lot of volume gaps down below. But what I'd want to see happen is price come up to this daily and then bounce from there and try to fill our volume gaps after that. Yes, I can share my charts right now. There's my charts there. So that's kind of my overall bias. Today, I don't think much will happen for the rest of the day. I think we'll continue to probably move up and down for the rest of the day, but overall on the week, like I said, FOMC is going to have a big impact. It all kind of depends on what that news looks like, right? If they continue to talk about no rate cuts, we might see the market dump. If they say anything positive, right? If they talk about maybe having a rate cut somewhat soon, we might see the market move up a little bit. Again, I don't gamble FOMC. I will still trade on FOMC depending on how the market moves. Like after, give it some time to kind of chill out. But that being said, on Wednesday, I'm gonna start my session. We're gonna do our session at the same time, right? Because FOMC isn't until a little bit later. But we probably won't run a prop firm session on Wednesday, just because I don't want to trade during the news. But maybe we'll trade. Maybe I'll do a session kind of after the news comes out, and we'll see if there's anything we can take. Okay, but I don't want to encourage trading FOMC because it can definitely be a gamble, right? It can be a gamble sometimes. In terms of our market right now, like I said, we probably will continue to drop after displacing this fair value gap. But we're creating this fair value gap up here with a possible balanced price range that we might try to go back up and touch. Just overall for the rest of the day, I'm not really expecting too much expansion. Kind of just expecting us to range, maybe we'll range back down and take out some sell side, and then we'll range back up and take out some buy side, right? So I'm not expecting too much. Catching 100 ticks like this on a day like today is really solid, and that's why I don't even want to risk more money, right? Because we caught a good trade. To me, it's better to step away after catching this good trade during the market like today, because we could see it start to get really bad again. So yeah, at this point, I'm going to take my profits. I'm happy with them. I'm not going to risk any more. So if you're still going to hold this trade, what I would say to you, and I know I've said this like 20 times already, you're probably getting annoyed, but have your stop and profit, have a specific price target you're looking for to take your profit out if you're going to keep holding, right? Like maybe this low. Maybe you're going to go crazy and try to hold to this low. I don't know if it's going to go all the way down there. But, have that price target. Be ready to take your full TP. Have your stop into profit. You can keep it at break even if you want. Just depends on your style. But yeah, we've caught a good trade. Don't overdo it. Right, I'm gonna end the day like on a good note, ending the day with a win, taking us into tomorrow, feeling good. There's no point for me to keep trading, market conditions like they have been today. Right, we caught a trade at a good time. Now we're just chopping. So to me, there's no point to continue trading here. So I'm probably gonna end the session here and take my profits. I'm gonna be happy with them. And again, guys, I just posted our new education schedule. So what I'm going to do for education is we're going to do 3 sessions a week. Okay, so it's going to be Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. We're going to do it during lunch hour. Right, so like 9:30 a.m. after our first session. It's going to be in between our first session and our prop firm session. So pretty much I'll be running Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. We'll pretty much have sessions for most of the day, right? We'll be grinding. But I want to take that 30 minutes, for 3 times a week to really focus on education and specific concepts. And I might kind of start styling it more to like beginner education, intermediate, or advanced education, so you guys can kind of know when to tune in, which education sessions will fit for you. You know, so if you're a beginner, I'll do beginner sessions. If you're advanced, we'll do a little bit more advanced sessions. This session is for everybody. This session is for everybody. That's why I try to explain things in simple terms as much as I can, but also the way that I see it, right? I want to explain the way that I see it, but I want to explain it to a way where if you are a beginner, you can start to understand these things I'm talking about. Right? So these live training sessions are for everybody. The prop firm sessions are definitely tailored more for beginners, but it can be for anybody, right? It can be for, it doesn't really matter. Okay, if you're still holding these shorts, you know, you could keep holding them. Remember, this could be a manipulation. This could be a manipulation to take us back up. So, you know, this could be a level where we bounce from, especially at VWAP, taking sell side. You could take your full TP. You could continue to hold, but there's a reason I got out of my trade, guys. There's a reason I sold everything at 100 ticks, because I did see the possibility of a bounce. So just remember that. Okay, but I'm probably going to call this session here. Remember, the sale is now over. You know, if you had any issues or anything with the sale and you still wanted to sign up, just shoot me a DM. You know, we could figure something out. But otherwise, guys, I mean, great day today. I know we didn't end our first session on a great note. We did take a few losses, but overall, I think the lesson of today is know when to trade and know when not to trade, know when to step away, right? Know when it's not going your way, and just kind of sit on the sideline. Right? So I sat on the sideline, and then we came back, found a good trade, ended the day in the green. Pretty solid. Groovy, just shoot me a DM, okay? Shoot me a DM. Alright, guys. Well, I appreciate you all. Have a great rest of your day. Remember, I'll keep you guys updated on anything, any announcements. You guys will hear from me. Other than that, that's our last session for the day. So go enjoy yourself. Go enjoy your day. And we'll be back on tomorrow. We'll get after it. Live trading, education, all of the above, alright? Appreciate you all. God bless. Peace.